All right, Derek Huffman from AZEX again here on a beautiful sunny day in May in Phoenix, Arizona, Queen Creek, Arizona, and wanted to stop by, well, not stop by, wanted to show the end result of a project. We have a really wobbly bad video that was shot inside, and I'm behind the camera today, and I'm going to have the customers whose names are
Ryan
and
Tom.
Ryan and Tom brought this basket case to us a while back, and we have labored long and hard on it here at AZEX to try to make it something worth shooting. We started on the other video with the wrong pistol grip, wobbly buttstock, improper selector stops, no selector markings, made by the company that begins with a P. We're not going to mention their name because we don't want to give them any more publicity than they should have already. The selector stops didn't work to facilitate the bolt hold open part of the M92. This was originally built on a Virgin M92 kit. The stock had, if you go look at that old wobbly video, the stock had a considerable amount of play in it, probably about a centimeter of play out at the end of it. It did not lock up properly. It didn't lock up open. It didn't lock up closed. It had a different extended fake suppressor on it, which we've added the customer supplied extended fake suppressor and properly pinned it. And we had to put so much, you know, when you weld, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're welding aluminum, you have to throw so much heat into it that it really makes it difficult for anything, the steel pin, or in this case what we use is a headless set screw that we threaded down into the shroud and into the barrel. It makes it so hard to permanently attach these things because you have to throw tons of heat in here to get aluminum to actually go molten. The only thing that we didn't get to do that we wanted to do was we wanted to replace the flip-up night sight in here. However, we can't seem to find one. So if you know one, if you have one, or you know somebody that has one, please drop us a line at azex@live.com, and so we can obtain one. We also changed out the red wood. The customers were nice enough to supply some new boiled beech wood, and this boiled beech wood happens to be tighter than the old lower handguard that was on there that was flopping around quite a bit. In addition, the barrel retaining pin, or the barrel fixing pin as it's officially known, was domed on the end. Not only is this an oversized pin, but the people had apparently dressed the pin on a belt sander or a polishing wheel or something, so we had to face that off. The rifle exhibited extremely excessive headspace, so we pressed the pin out, pressed the barrel out, faced off the edges of the pin, and then we had to actually weld up the shank of the barrel and then press it back in, polish it down, press it back in, establish headspace again, drill and ream. All the rivets had to be removed and replaced and properly peened and properly squashed. The entire rear trunnion had to be removed, and sections of the receiver had to be welded up, replaned, redressed, polished out, and new holes plotted and punched. It had an old Bakelite Romanian pistol grip on it. That went the way of the Dodo, and we put on the proper Yugo pistol grip. For those of you familiar, the Yugos have a little tail piece with 3 rivets on that come out from behind the trigger guard, which was, when we received this, completely out of alignment and not correct. We replaced that, we purchased that and replaced that, and with the correct Yugo screw, which has a larger head, and the correct Yugo pistol grip. So now, if you would be so kind as to pick that up and show us how snug the buttstock is, and how much effort it takes to actually unlock the buttstock rather than thing was just so floppy and flippy and loose and sloppy. It was like Barney Frank's O-ring. But we got her done, and it took a while, and we're so obsessive here, we just can't let things go until they're perfect. As you can see, we've got the correct URJ markings, which I'm not Serbian, so I have no idea what that means, other than safe, full auto and semi-auto, although this is a semi-auto weapon. And we proudly marked it rebuilt by AZEX QCAZ. We also bead blasted the bolt and the carrier. Most Yugos and most Chinese guns, people have a misconception that these are chromed. They are actually in the white steel with no finish on them except for a light lacquer to preclude rust. Why the Yugos or Serbians or whatever you want to call them never finished those guns, or why the Chinese never finished the bolts and carriers, I have no clue. Nobody's ever come up with a reasonable or plausible explanation for that. We removed the night sight set that was in this for refinishing, and then we refinished the entire weapon in a satin black par coat, Jamali over park finish. So now everything works, everything's tight, it shoots like a dream. We've got a sample piece of brass here. You see a slight ejector mark on it. The primer strike is hard and centered, as is to be expected for a weapon that is expected to properly ignite hard primer 7.62 ammo. And that's it. Another satisfied customer. Thanks for watching, and thank you guys for bringing this thing down.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope it provides you with years of trouble-free service. Appreciate you guys' business. Signing off. Have a great one, fellas.